We begin at 4:30 with a live look outside in downtown Buffalo. Take a look at that. Looks pretty gloomy out there. It's been pretty cloudy all day, and we saw some rain move in a little while ago. And we've even seen some snowflakes in some areas. Take a look what's happening to the south of us. Aaron from Machias sent us this video of snow coming down. Take a look at that. Andrew, it is hard to say that March is not going out.
Oh, yeah.
Like lamb.
Yeah, that's true. The thing is, with this storm, there are areas well to the east of us that are looking at over a foot of snow. So
that's crazy.
We can definitely handle that. And the snow that we are seeing across the southern tier, it's not going to be here very long. It's going to get washed away pretty quickly as we transition to a more rainy pattern through tonight and through your Friday. There's a look at the radar right now. We're actually getting a break in the showers at the moment here around the metro area. Good news if you're hitting the road for the drive home. Some wet roadways out there, but should be manageable. Still holding on to some showers, maybe even some snow for northern Niagara and Orleans County. We've been seeing accumulating snow across the southern tier. Right now, rain showers moving through Cattaraugus and Allegheny counties. But again, you'll get a break in about half an hour. Temperatures outside, chilly, 36 here in Buffalo, some low and mid 30s across the southern tier, 39 at the Falls. But that break lasting a couple of hours, closer to dinner time, we'll see rain redeveloping. Some heavy stuff at times as a warm front lifts through. That means rain for everyone, not expecting a mix of snow this time. More rain and a few thunderstorms possible overnight into your Friday morning. Things going to be pretty soggy out there. Want to have the rain gear handy all day tomorrow. As far as tonight's concerned, mixed showers taper off and we'll see rain redeveloping in just a couple of hours. Some downpours and maybe even a few rumbles of thunder. Temperatures do hold steady, though, above freezing in the mid and upper 30s. Occasional rain throughout the day tomorrow, heavy at times. There is the possibility of some minor flooding. We're keeping a close eye on the creek gauges here across western New York. Right now, I'm not expecting any major problems, but any of the flood-prone areas could see a little bit of that tomorrow. Rain returns and it persists. Too much of it at times for tomorrow. The creeks will be running high. Coming up in my full 4-1 forecast, I'll let you know how long this wet weather pattern is sticking around.
Andrew, thanks. And remember, you can get the latest forecast in the palm of your hand at any time. Just download our 4Warn weather app. It has hourly forecasts you can customize to your neighborhood and our live 4Warn Doppler radar. It is free for your phone or your tablets. Leading our top 4 at 4, police are still investigating a crash involving a school bus yesterday. 9 people were hurt, including 6 kids on the bus. News 4's Angela Cristoforos has been following this story since it broke. She joins us now with the latest. Angela?
Christy, fortunately, the 6 kids involved in the crash only had minor injuries, but a female driver is now in serious condition at ECMC. A narcotics officer also suffered minor injuries. Those who witnessed the crash say it was a scary situation that could have been a lot worse.
I looked out the window and I just thought it was weird that at the exact moment I saw a white flash, car going very fast.
A crash that injured several students began around 3:30 yesterday on Y Street when police were executing a search warrant at a residence.
Our narcotics team was in the process of arriving to execute a search warrant. They identified that vehicle and attempted to stop the driver in the car. That's when he proceeded to back into a police car. He struck the officer and he proceeded to pull away.
The suspected driver took off, then hit a car near Bailey Ave and Orlando Street before rolling over and striking a school bus from Houghton Academy. Today, the Buffalo Public School District sent a crisis team to the school to talk to students.
If there are students who are involved, they provide direct counseling supports to those students to help them work through the trauma in which they had experienced.
The crash unfolded outside of the Seneca Babcock Community Center. The executive director says the female driver involved in the crash runs a science program at the center and was parked out front, ready to come inside. He says 6 students on the bus were treated in the center's computer lab by paramedics. Buffalo police say an internal investigation is underway.
At this point, it appears as if the pursuit did not violate our internal policy.
Charges have not yet been filed against the suspect. He's also at ECMC in stable condition. Live in the studio, Angela Cristoforos, News 4 at 4.
A chase for a stolen cop car ended in a crash this afternoon. This was the scene at the corner of Bailey and Comstock. The police cruiser crashed into a fire hydrant. Buffalo police say someone stole the car right off a department parking lot. Police found the car using its GPS. No one was hurt in the crash. suspect was arrested. We are working to find out the suspect's name.
We're dealing with young women, young kids, really vulnerable in some way.
Authorities say sex trafficking is a growing problem in suburban communities, and technology is playing a big role. News 4's Dave Graber takes a closer look at the arrest of a Buffalo man accused of forcing young women into prostitution. He tells us what parents need to be aware of. Dave?
Well, Christy, the arrest of a Buffalo man on sex trafficking charges involving a teenage girl highlight what local and federal authorities say is a growing problem in western New York suburbs. And they say it's a trend that's made easier through the use of technology and social media apps. Derek Harris was taken into custody in January and charged just this month with holding girls against their will and forcing them to perform sex acts for money. Amherst Police say one incident involving a 14-year-old girl happened here at the Boulevard Inn. Police say Harris threatened and physically abused the girl and forced her to perform sex acts on him. They also say that he posted ads on the website Backpage.com and forced her to perform sex acts for money on random men. Police say people are surprised to know this type of sex trafficking happens in their own backyards.
Prostitution is very common in all jurisdictions. It's just there, because it's not in the form of streetwalkers, right in our community, in affluent neighborhoods and hotels and motels and, 16-year-old kids in local motels in the town of Amherst committing prostitution. It is unfortunately quite common.
Now, coming up in the next half hour, you'll hear from Amherst Police and the FBI about why this is a growing trend and how they say people like Derek Harris target their victims for forced prostitution. Again, that's coming up tonight on News 4 at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in the newsroom, Dave Graber, News 4 at 4.
Federal investigators are investigating a crash that killed 13 people in South Texas that happened when a pickup truck slammed into a minibus last night. A group of senior citizens were on the bus on the way back from a church retreat west of San Antonio. One person on the bus and the truck driver are the only people who survived. Church members are devastated.
I think it's the everyday interaction and relationship that has been built that, those are the things that really will affect us, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now.
A 20-year-old man was driving the truck. Police say he drove into the wrong lane. They are working to find out how and why it happened. Gay and lesbian advocates in North Carolina say a bill to repeal North Carolina's controversial bathroom law doesn't go far enough. Moments ago, we learned the governor signed the bill despite criticism. Weijia Jiang reports on how much North Carolina's HB 2 has already cost the state.
North Carolina legislators swiftly voted for a deal to take the state's contentious bathroom law off the books.
70 having voted in the affirmative, 48 in the negative.
The compromise measure repeals what's been known as House Bill 2, a law passed last year limiting anti-discrimination protection for the LGBTQ community and requiring people to use restrooms corresponding with the sex on their birth certificate. Transgender rights advocates see little change in the new deal.
It replaces one bathroom bill that made the state of North Carolina infamous with another kind of bathroom bill.
The new law leaves state legislators in charge of policy for multi-stall restrooms and prevents any local government from passing its own non-discrimination protection measure through 2020. Social conservatives don't like it either.
This bill is at best a punt. At worst, it is a betrayal of principle.
Tony Perkins is the president of the Family Research Council.
It's not the issue of transgenders. It's the issue of those who will exploit those policies, and that puts people at risk.
An Associated Press analysis found over 12 years, HB 2 would have cost North Carolina nearly $4 billion. The NCAA is getting ready to make decisions about championships for 2018 through 2022 and said no events would be held in North Carolina unless HB 2 was changed. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, Washington.
Right now, we want to bring you breaking news about the opioid epidemic in Erie County. County officials say about 7 deadly overdoses have happened in just the last 24 hours. And the county executive and health commissioner believe they are tied to heroin use. They're holding what they are calling an emergency press conference coming up at 5:30 to talk about this. You can stream it live on our website, WIVB.com. And News 4's Rachel Monjovi will have a live report coming up on News 4 at 6, and we will keep you posted with all of that information that we get. Next in News 4, adjustable speed limits. They could change throughout the day. Find out how it's working in other areas.
And a break in the rain just in time for the drive home from work, which is good news for much of Western New York, but rain returns tonight. Lasts through your Friday. I'll let you know when it ends coming up in your 4-1 forecast.